once again to Morning Kitchen Talk with Mr. Smiley Man and guest. And today in the studio, we've got a extra special guest. He's a long-lost, distant look-alike to Burl Ives. His name is Rex Darrington, and he's with me today, and we're going to be talking with what it's like to be a long-lost look-alike of the late, great Burl Ives. And welcome back to Morning Kitchen Conversation with Mr. Smiley and guests including guests. Like I said, in the studio is long-lost look-alike to Burl Ives, and he's with me right now. And his name is Rex Darrington. Rex, good to have you here. Really good to have you here. How you doing, Rex?
Well, thanks, Doug. It's nice to be here.
Well, when did this all start? I mean, how long ago did you actually realize that you were a pretty damn convincing Burl Ives look-alike, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it was back in the mid-20s when I realized that I bore a striking resemblance to the great Burl Ives.
Well, that's mighty impressive because you would think, that's mighty impressive. You would think that, back in that period of time, that people were just all, drugged up and what have you, being 20 some years ago. You follow me, don't you?
Well, Doug, it wasn't 20 years ago. I said back in the mid-20s was when I realized that, I bore a striking resemblance to Burl Ives. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy, Doug. I mean, I was habitually tarred and feathered. So you see, it's been no picnic. I mean, looking like one of the most famous human beings ever to walk the earth hasn't really been all chicks and booze.
Yeah. I don't follow that. I'm sorry. I don't. Oh, we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, and we're here with Doug Lather. Doug, now what is it about? What kind of problems are you having with this?
Too sexy for my car, too sexy by.
And welcome back. So, the whole problem with you now is, you find yourself having trouble on the streets, being a dead ringer for Christopher Atkins from the Blue Lagoon, I take it.
Yeah, ever since that movie, I can hardly even go out in public, and people are always wanting to know, what is Brooke Shields really like?
Yeah. We'll be right back. A little bit more from me.
Welcome back. This is Rex Darrington. Now, Mr. Smiley, you say the ladies are all over you basically because you're such a dead ringer for Roger Moore, the of James Bond fame.
Actually, I am Roger Moore.
Are you now?
Aren't we all deep down?
And welcome back. Now in the studio we have the entire cast of the Rockettes, and they all if you put them together, they look like Dan Haggerty. It's really amazing. So, it's been 15 years since all of you got together, and myself, I love the Rockettes, and I like Dan.
It's time to go to bed. You can play more tomorrow.
The
no,
Rockettes.
Come on, it's getting late. It's late.
Just 5 more minutes.
No.
And I'm too sexy for my hat, too sexy for my hat. What you think about that? I'm a model, you know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk, on the catwalk.